See, got the chair in the perfect position.
Oh, look at you, all comfy.
Oh, man.
You want me to go get you a blankie?
I mean, I see one right there.
You're not that fucking old.
I'm not that fucking small either. I don't know if that thing would even cover half of me.
little blankie, little pacifier, and a little bit of whiskey, and you're a happy man,
I'm
right?
a happy man.
All right. Welcome everybody to the Whiskey and Wine Podcast. I'm Alex.
I'm Big Mike.
And welcome to episode 15, Sassy Man Apocalypse.
Okay, all right. Well, sassy man, huh?
Well, you know, we've been called a hell of a lot worse than Sassy Man.
This is true.
But I think Sassy Man Apocalypse is a polite way to say we are smartasses. We have a tendency to get ourselves into trouble with our mouths, and we have a tendency not to filter very well either.
Yeah, no, I have zero filter.
Yeah. However, this episode is exceedingly special. We alluded to it in the last episode, but we are finally happy and ecstatic to announce that we have managed to draft into the Whiskey and Wine Podcast.
What did we say last episode? Our number one draft pick.
Absolutely,
right?
Our number one draft pick.
He is my Justin Tucker.
Yeah. Welcome to the Whiskey and Wine Podcast, Court Johnson.
Oh my God.
Wow. Justin Tucker.
Dude, you are my Justin Tucker, buddy. My number one draft pick.
Wow. All right. I'll take
out
it.
of everyone.
Dude, I'd be a little worried there, man. I mean, that's a lot of love running right at you.
You're not seriously drafting Justin Tucker first thing. I don't think you are. You?
It's like third round he drafts Justin.
No.
Okay.
No, come on,
All right.
guys.
Say that's some bad
Robin
strategy.
Gray. I'm gonna. I should have bleeped out his last name, but Robin drafted him this year in the 5th round just to screw me.
Yeah.
Everyone knows
He's your guy.
he's my guy, right? I get him in the 7th or the 8th. Everyone usually leaves him alone, but Robin, for some reason, he's been trying to fuck with me for the last few years, and he's drafting him earlier and earlier. So yes, now he's going to force my hand.
Hey.
Big Mike's going to have to waste a number 2 pick or a 3 pick on Justin Tucker.
I think it's a smart strategy for Robin, because I've had Justin Tucker as my kicker for the last couple of years, and I don't want to brag or anything, but I've done pretty well. And oftentimes it comes down to those kickers.
It does, unfortunately. Or if you're like me and you just, say pick up a whole bunch of mediocre people and you get one that gets 50 points and the others that get 3, it's a great Sunday.
That's
Well, there's
fantasy
something to be said about that.
Yeah.
Hey, a consistent kicker, man.
Yep.
Right. Oh yeah.
Points. He doesn't miss. He's the man.
Yep.
So, but what we're getting at here is, I mean, you're at least you're top of the board here for our draft. Like we thought about having other people on, but no, I mean, you and Randy were the inspiration for us to screw it. We can probably do this. Like
if those dummies can do it.
Like if Randy can get Court to sit down and do this every once in a while, we can probably manage this.
Well, you guys realize we haven't put out a new episode since February of 2021. So
I know this. I've been on you guys for years to bring the back.
Well, even like McKenna is like, when are they going to put out a new episode? Because I want to hear what Court did wrong this week.
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up, because I'm coming on to your guys' podcast to make the announcement. Here, you guys are going to hear this first. Alex and Mike and people who listen to the Whiskey and Wine Podcast. I'm here to announce it today. I have no idea when we're bringing that bad boy back.
What a fucking cliffhanger. I am so angry.
Damn it.
No, we've been talking about it, and this may be the year. How about that? Is that a good enough of a promise?
All right.
God,
Hey.
you sound like a Browns fan. This might be the year.
Whoa.
It's been tough. It's been a year of transition for Randy and I, just trying to figure out how to, I don't know, live in 2 places at once.
I was gonna say, yes,
Yeah.
you guys have a very busy life.
We've got a weird life. I don't know if it's busy. We could certainly figure out an hour once a week to make this thing work, but it's just, it's low on the priority
I think
list.
it'd be good. It's good marriage therapy for sure. I mean, I think unfortunately, since you couldn't always be in the same place. She can't just physically beat you on the podcast.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's probably the safest space to do it because we used to do it in the same room. No, I'm liking this. It's a strong argument. Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
But yeah,
You
no,
know,
it's something we've talked about it. We circle back on it, and then neither of us just like it gets kind of lost in the weeds of everything else. But
yeah.
yeah, no, it will come back. How about that? It will come back.
Please let it come back, because that's, I mean, you guys were the reason that we did this kind of a thing, and it is so much fun to listen to you guys. Your chemistry works well, your pacing, everything works so well, and it is, if you guys haven't listened, Unholy Matrimony with Randy and Court is just fucking fantastic.
All right, I appreciate the plug.
Yeah, there we go.
If our listeners and your listeners combine, we might have a dozen. So
Holy crap! What would we do with that kind
I
of
know.
power?
Digits.
We could form ourselves a network.
We,
Well, you know, you can't see it, Court, but hanging up in this room that we record in, I've got the Pac 2 flag flying
Yeah.
proud.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
yeah, we'll be
two is all it take.
the Pac 2 podcast.
that's
There we
it.
go.
See,
There we go.
see,
Nice.
he's so nonchalant, man. This guy has I mean, if you guys don't know, I mean, Court, he's been doing what 25 plus years in radio broadcasts.
Yeah, I got yeah, that's pretty accurate. I sometimes I will include my high school years because my high school actually had a radio station.
See,
Wow,
So
bougie.
so yeah, so 30-ish years, but yeah, professionally where I got paid to do it 20, and what year was it? 99? 99-ish? Yeah, when I started. So yeah,
So
25 years.
you got a little bit of experience. You kind of know what you're doing, and you're hosting down there in San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no, I often say I'm a professional only because I get paid to do it. But the biggest reality for me, and I feel blessed that I was able to get this new job down here in San Francisco, and it's market 4 in radio world, so that's pretty. You
That's
can't get much
big.
bigger short of going to
No.
Chicago, New York, or LA. But there's there's this reality you get down here, and you realize, oh, this isn't too much different than what I was doing in Portland, and before that, what I was doing in Salt Lake City. It's
Yeah.
just kind of where you're born is kind of where you end up. Majority of the people here are locals, and
Yeah.
they've just kind of been fed into the system. And when you get down to the raw talent, there's not a lot of difference from somebody in San Francisco than from somebody in Portland or in Tigard or wherever.
Yeah.
It's just the opportunity was where they grew up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not that Portland's a teeny market, but it's a limited market, and
Yeah.
you get San Francisco, like you said,
Oh,
enormous. So
it's nuts. So like just in terms of scale. So not to get too much in the weeds, but Portland's a pretty decent sized market. I think it's either 21 or 23. I can't remember. So it's top 25. That's
Okay.
pretty big. I don't know how, like, in terms of number of people live in the Portland metro area. What would
less
we
and
say?
less every year, but yeah.
Sure, yeah, these days. But they have this scale when they look at ratings on radio stations, the total number of people who might tune into your radio station in any given week,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they call it cum. I think it stands for cumulative. That's me just guessing.
Okay.
I've just always called it
I'm
cum.
still just guessing.
So if you're in Portland and your station is cuming like 400,000 people, 300,000 people, that's huge. That's big. That's
Damn.
gigantic, right?
Yeah.
But in San Francisco, the station that I'm working at, we're cuming. When I got here a year ago, we were cuming 1 million, and
Damn.
like double,
Jeez.
double what and I was just like, it's a whole different world. They're just, and everybody knows this. You go to California, you go to Texas, you go to New York, just way more people live there than you can even fathom. But so yeah, so you're doing the same thing, but the reach is just way bigger.
So what you're saying is you are just that much more famous now.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly it. No, what I'm actually saying is, like, I don't have the ability to comprehend it, because just going from, Portland and, like I said, Salt Lake City before that, I'm doing the same thing, but suddenly like the audience is just keeps increasing. And but I don't necessarily think the talent here is any much better than what you might see in Portland or in Salt Lake City.
But you've reached so
Except
many
for
more
me.
people that
Except for me.
Except for
yeah, all right,
Except for me, of course. There's a reason why I'm down here,
buddy. Come on,
I was
the
gonna
morning breeze, buddy. Come on, dude. I'm following you guys on social media. You guys put out some great content. Let me tell you.
I mean,
Well, thank you.
what's it like to walk around town and know that you never have to buy your own coffee? Like everybody's just gonna be like, "Oh my God, it's Court! I recognize that shock of red hair anywhere.
Well,
Let me buy you some coffee, buddy."
that hasn't happened yet, but I'm waiting.
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting. I go when I do buy it. I walk up and I'm like, "Do I really have to pay for this?
Do you know who I am?
Don't you know who I am?"
You know, that's the same way Mike and I walk around this town now with this podcast. Is like we
Right.
walk into a liquor store and we're like, "I'm sorry, do you not understand our reach in this region?"
Do you not see the hat that I'm wearing that says Whiskey and Wine Podcast? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're walking in.
$49.99.
You're walking in, and they're like, make sure you give him his receipt because Alex is going to try to write this off on his taxes. 'Cause it's now a business venture.
Yeah. So far, we're in the hole pretty well.
Right. I think you can lose money for the first couple of years, and then the IRS might be like, this isn't a moneymaker. So I think we're gonna put it.
Are you sure this is a legitimate venture?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you've listened to any of the episodes, you're going to answer that question on your own.
Right. Right. You just be like, we've tried to get advertisers, just nobody's interested.
It's really weird. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Well, no, we do have 2 advertisers.
Oh, you do?
We do. we have it's a local tap house, Tapforia.
Oh, yes, I've heard of them. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So that we do a weekly advertisement for them, and then there's this fantastic service, Portland Party Bus, that also has been paying us oodles of money to advertise.
Right. Oodles,
Okay.
man.
All right. Well, hey,
so our baby steps.
You guys are legit.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. We are. We're so legit.
We're too legit to quit, you guys.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Now we're just aging ourselves. Thank you for that, Mike.
Come on, MC Hammer is timeless.
Say.
Oh, there we go. That's the right term. Timeless. That's what we're going to refer to ourselves now. Is like we're sassy, but we're also timeless.
There you go.
Until the back goes out, but whatever.
Right. Which could be just sleeping awkwardly on your mattress one night. That'll do it.
Or sneezing. That's a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can never trust a sneeze, or can't even
for a lot of
trust
reasons.
fart at this point.
For a lot of reasons. Yep.
Yep. Like, I wear those, depends undergarments because I want to look like I've got more junk in the trunk, but really it's just a safety feature.
Wow.
So I feel like even though most of our 8 followers and listeners know, right? Just a quick backstory, how the 3 knuckleheads, all of us know each other.
Yeah.
All of the kids at one point or another danced at the same dance studio. So with our football talk at the beginning of it, as you probably could put 2 and 2 together, that we play in the same fantasy football league.
The Court has so generously returned the belt to be given to somebody else, but he is a champion.
He's a champion.
In the league.
Your name is etched in history on the belt, my friend. I
don't want to make anybody feel left out, but 2 of the 3 on this call right now are former champions. So I just
wow,
stick a dagger at anybody, but there's a couple of champions on this call.
Fucking mic drop right there.
Damn, I'm walking away. You guys are mean. I don't want to play anymore.
There's still 1 spot left. It's kind of crazy to think, Court, that
filled
the
it up.
league has been going that long, but I just got the plaque emailed and the trophies for this year's winner, so I'm gonna have to set up an event where we get together and pass out the hardware. But there's 1 spot left on the belt.
All right,
and I'm gonna try my hardest
to be a 3-peat.
I need to be a 3-peat.
Oh,
yeah.
Can maybe I have a chance at it?
Hey, you're gonna go to the vet league. We're gonna get a new belt.
Can you put me in the special league? Like, I get a full roster, but everybody else just gets 2 players. I need a chance to win, and even that might not work.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. This year, Yana won again. New dance dad to the studio, and he's on fire. Like, we might have to figure out if we even want him to play this year, because he's on.
Can we put some restrictions on him or something?
2 out of 3 years. I was back to back, lucky enough one year, but I think it was like 14 and 15. So it's been many years since my name has been on the belt. But Yana, man, my hat goes off to him. New guy to the studio, new guy to the league. He's a fun guy. I was partners with them last year in the team competition end. But dude, 2 out of freaking 3 years, dude. I'm we gotta stop him.
Which should not be some of the words coming out of a commissioner's mouth.
Yeah, well,
you got to keep this on the DL, man.
All right.
We'll find a way for Alex to have a chance.
You guys are gonna see a stat correction one day. Team Westfall plus 1 million.
Oops.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It must have been that 59-yard field goal, Tucker. He did so many throughout his career. The NFL was so nice. They gave me a 1,000,000-point bonus this week. I win. I'm on the belt.
Is it just a cumulative total then? Like it's somehow you're an exponential growth.
Yes.
So every point you get like just grows and grows and grows.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna lie, cheat, and steal my way to the belt. I need to be on the belt.
If you're the commissioner, I don't think it's actually cheating.
See? All right.
Don't encourage him. Come on, man.
Well, so sorry, I went down the fantasy football. So see, that was kind of a full circle of bunch of
drafting Court into the fold of the Whiskey and Wine podcast.
But known him for years, right? Dance dad with all of us.
Yep. And I sitting feel around at these dance competitions, and there's not a lot to do, and so we start to get a little snarky, right? Or we start making comments, or we see something going on, or there's there's a maybe there's a dance that's maybe not appropriate, or some moms that are not wearing appropriate gear or whatever it is, and so you get Court, Mike, and Alex sitting on a bench at the convention center, and all of a sudden just the one-liners start rolling out, and then we get the look from the wives like, can you 3 be a little quieter or just shut the fuck up?
That's why I sit with you guys.
Yeah. I think it was mostly Court's fault.
Could have been. I don't know, man. Randy can get down too.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, if there's a snarky person in my marriage, it's not. I wouldn't be at the top of that list.
All right. Yeah. Accurate. But then again, we're the bad part about this podcast is at some point Kate and Joanna have to come on, and because they want to do essentially what Randy used to do to you is correct you and what did you do wrong. They want to do that for like season 1.
So we promised them they could come on the last episode of the
season. Oh
yeah.
Wow. Well, watch out, fellas.
Well, no, see,
you open that door.
Well, but here's our rebuttal. Season 1, it's going to be 1,500 episodes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, it's the never-ending season.
Correct. So they're taking notes, both of them. They
smart. Oh, this is smart.
So see, so you can totally come at the end of the season.
Yeah,
it's just going to be 2048 when we're sitting up here in our Depends. With then 14 listeners. So that was our workaround. See,
yeah, smart. No, it's very, very smart.
We think so.
Yeah.
They'd laugh less at it for some reason.
Of course, the cat's out of the bag now. So
yeah,
they're on to us.
No, see, that was the segment that we do on the podcast that hasn't happened in years was actually born out of something we used to do on the radio. And I'm trying to remember if it was in Portland that we first did it. It might have been in Salt Lake City, which was me just looking for a filler break, something to talk about one day. I'm just like, oh, I'm going to have Randy just come on and just tear me a new one.
Oh God.
And the rest is history. But
well, she got good at it. That's for damn sure.
If you're open to the widespread criticism, your life being an open book, then welcome to hell, friends.
I get the feeling it's going to be a very different episode. It's going to be Mike and I just over here nodding a lot and yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. But
sorry, honey.
Well, see, you two are doing something that it's obviously it's anybody can have a podcast these days, right?
Yeah.
And so it's a whole new world where people are able to express themselves and do things that even 5-10 years ago wasn't possible. Like I came through radio as, I got into it as a 21-year-old. And before I met Randy and we got married, like I was doing stuff on the radio and having my dating life a bit exposed to listeners. And I was doing it willingly, not realizing that it was sabotaging some of my relationships. So, so the fact that you guys are doing this willingly, without, years and years behind you of just being like, well, I'm on the radio, so I kind of got to do this. You guys are brave. You guys are brave because you don't have to do this. You don't have to open up your flaws and your issues, but you're doing it. Well, kudos to you guys.
I think my wife's excited because there was talks about me possibly running for mayor one day. Well, I know that's out the window because we would have to delete most, if not all, the episodes.
Yeah.
But Mike, like everything on the internet, like I always tell my girls, once it's out there on the internet, it's never really gone.
No, you're right. So somebody has
downloaded it. It exists.
Yeah. Well, and it's probably the reason Mike's not getting a lot of invites to golf courses lately because everybody heard that story and they're like, no, I don't think we want this guy on the course.
All right, damn it. I'm going home.
But you know what? It's a changing world, so maybe it doesn't matter. Anybody can be elected to anything, no matter what they've done in the past.
Oh, shit, ain't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So don't listen to anybody, Mike. You run for that mayor position. Let them dig up your dirty laundry. Who cares? Embrace it.
Yeah. No, it'll be beautiful. We'll have a little. We'll turn the party bus into a mobile mayor's office, and you can go out with the people, and really make an impact on their lives.
Hey, man, Bud Clark, the old mayor of Portland, man, he used to own and run the Goose Hollow Bar, right?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
I can have some campaign. The funniest part was pre-COVID. We've done a lot of stuff with the city of Tigard throughout the years, fundraisers and school donations and yada yada yada. I remember I got a call one day from the mayor's office. They were doing a what were they calling it? Fireside chat with the mayor. And they called and they said, "Would you like to be a part of it?" And I'm like, "Did you mean to call Tap for you? Are you sure you weren't trying to?" And they're like, "No, you guys have done a lot of stuff in the community and, blah, blah, blah. We're looking for, smaller, intimate venues that, they could come and talk with a few of the citizens." And I was like, I don't know if this is the best idea, but sure. So we did it for a few years. Freaking hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. They would come in and just hang out. And they would sit at the high top pub table, and sometimes there 2 or 3 people would show up specifically, non-regulars. And then other times they had 10 or 15 people, and depending on the topics they wanted to talk, sometimes they'd bring a police officer with them if they were talking about, community, some program that they were doing. And I was like, oh my God, I could use this as a campaign stop. Just every Monday and Tuesday, come see Big Mike at Tap for you.
There you go.
And we can talk about the city.
Well, it's like the old time with the king kind of a thing. Every year, people, the general public could come and whine at the king and everything else. So it'll be the same thing. So every Monday and Tuesday, people just come in and, the parking situation in Old Town is a bad thing. I need you to fix that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my wife might be right. I would, even if I could run for mayor, I don't think they'd keep me very long. Zero filter. I could see, doing those open meetings with the council. Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Fastest recall in Oregon history.
Oh, well, I don't need that.
Well, you could just win and then just resign the day after and be
There
like
you go.
former mayor.
Former disgraced mayor.
No, see, if you resign the same day, there's no disgrace. And so it's just former mayor,
Oh, jeez.
Mike Westfall.
No, my wife made it clear. She did not want to be the first lady of Tigard. So that's out of my future.
All right.
But see, maybe just to stick with the business stuff and the podcast stuff. Maybe it'll take me to the promised land.
Yeah, clearly that's where we're headed. I mean, at least we get to sit in comfy chairs and record and talk to Court.
I know. God, man, I was trying to think about this today. When's the last time? I don't even remember the last time I saw you, buddy.
Oh man, I don't either.
Is it when you dropped the belt off at Tap?
That might have been it.
So okay,
Which
so
would have been in August.
All right, so
Yeah.
all right, I did forget about that.
Yeah,
I was trying to go back like dance season because I knew we did spend a lot of time on that beautiful soft concrete floor at the convention center.
right. Yeah, but that's going far back.
But no, you're right. You're right. That's right. You came back because you are a defending champion last year. Showed up to the draft, and it worked out perfect. I think, if I remember correctly, I think you said your night was booked. I was like, "Oh, sweet, you're here. You're going to draft." You're like, "It's back to school night," or you had something with the kids' school. If I remember correctly.
Something was going on. Randy was out of town, and so I had to go to the high school and sit in some meetings and try to do a draft with really shoddy Wi-Fi and cell phone service. At a certain point, I legitimately just put my phone on auto draft because I didn't want to slow anybody down. And just hope after I got my Justin Tucker, of course, and then just
then you put it over,
and then just hope for the best. And when the results came out, because you know how the fantasy thing gives you kind of your draft results.
Oh yeah,
I was in 10th place based on my draft results. But I had a decent year. But yeah, that's when I dropped off that the belt that hung over my fireplace.
Yeah,
I eventually moved down to the office. I had debated multiple times, Mike, because I know you wanted this, for me to put that bad boy on and go through TSA.
I wanted so bad you to do that.
I know. But here's the problem with that is, like, if you travel enough or even just a little bit and you are going through the line with non-travelers that don't travel very often, TSA can be the most frustrating spot of your travels because people don't know what to do. And every airport you go to, TSA tells you something different.
Yep.
This goes in a bucket. No, that doesn't go in a bucket. Your shoes don't go in a bucket. No, here they go in a bucket. And then they start like yelling at you like you're an idiot. Anyway, so then you multiply that with the people that don't travel that often, that are just kind of in a daze. So I just like, you know what? I don't want to cause a scene at TSA because I, thought it would be funny to be wearing a big old belt through security and quote forgot about it. Oh, I forgot about that.
But let's just imagine this, gentlemen. You wearing a baggy shirt, the belt below it, right? You walk in, their metal detectors that they face on their side, it shows roughly where the item that went off, right? Something on your waist. Do you happen to have a belt? Why, yes, I do.
My belt.
Then you hit the John Cena music or something. And, oh, dude. No, it was a good thing. You were smart. That was a smart.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I win this next year's championship and I get that last little spot on the belt,
it's gonna happen.
Then I will 100% do it. I would promise. I will make that promise. That's a promise I can make here on this podcast.
All right,
you guys are hearing it first. When I win next year and I'm wearing that belt, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
See, now, if I ever got that belt, that thing would be worn to a lot more just inappropriate places. Like, we're going to dinner tonight. I'm wearing the belt.
Yeah.
I gotta go work at Home Depot for 4 hours. I'm wearing the belt. Like, just the belt over top the orange apron.
I drove my family nuts. So tying into the sassiness of this podcast episode, I literally wore it a few times to dance competitions out at the convention center, and my kids were like, "Are you serious?" Right? They'd get out the car because I couldn't wear it driving, so I'd go back to the trunk, unload the kids' costumes and shoes and bags, and they're in their glory. Put the belt on. They're like, "You're not going to wear that today, are you?" I was like, "I'm going to freaking wear it the whole day. I'm walking around this convention center. You guys got your trophies. I got my fucking belt." So yeah, they weren't a fan. They weren't a fan when I was champion. But it was okay. I poured beers. I wore it to work a few times. I was like, you know what? I love this belt. And Court, by the way, he did some wonderful video packages with it, with hearts floating around, and he took it to a whole new level with his technology.
I gave it the social media treatment.
No, dude, I see, but I appreciate that. There's been some winners over the years that it never comes out. You don't see it. I'm like, man, you got to be proud of that belt.
Like, I think I would start an Instagram account for it, like,
just for the belt.
Fantasy football champion Alex and his belt.
Oh, we should.
Where what's the outfit of the day?
All right, you guys are giving me good thoughts. So next year we are starting a vet league, Court, and we're gonna then slowly transition some of these vets with the Braces and the McCurdy's and people who are no longer at the studio.
Yeah.
So that might not be a bad idea, because we do have to at some point decide if we're going to do another belt or if we're going to do a super large trophy that has the base that you can put them. I like the belt.
Stanley Cup.
Yeah. But whatever we do, I do like that idea, Alex. We're going to have a separate Instagram page just for said trophy or belt.
It's spotted in the wild. Look, the belt's buying booze at the liquor store. I'm like, no, it's not. You are, Alex. I'm like, shh, don't tell anybody.
Well, see, that's why we get along so well. See, the three of us, very, very similar.
Just dorking out with the belt.
Oh yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. I mean, not that I ever actually got to touch it.
Right. I just wish the belt had, because the belt didn't arrive until 4 or 5 years into.
Yeah, when we first started, there was another commissioner that started the league at the studio, and once we got big enough, then we had to break off into two, and that was when I kind of helped him co-commission the second league, and I was on him every year. I was like, hey, we got to get we have to get something, right?
Yeah.
We kept the buy-in always low, and it's always nice to win some money.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining about that, but I feel like that if you end up winning, it's nice to have a little trophy or something. So finally, I think you're 4 or 5 years into it. Then we got this.
The belt came out.
Literally, it's WWE style, full on big ass belt with plaques on it with all of our names, and now
some of our names.
Wow, yeah, 2 out of 3 of our names.
2 of the 3 of us in this column.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
Yeah, really enjoying this. Like, literally, I've never even touched the thing.
Oh, well, it's still at the house for a few more days before I pass it on. I'll let you come and look at it.
Am I allowed to touch it?
Well, I just
don't think you can't raise it over your head. I think it's the one rule. You just can't raise it over your head.
Well, and I made the very big mistake this year. I got so heated over the Justin Tucker thing. You weren't at the live draft year this year, Court. I was. Right.
Oh my God!
I was beside myself. I ended up picking up a kicker. I let the fantasy football gods pick. I was so disgruntled about Justin Tucker. I just randomly picked one. Didn't know anything about him. I didn't even know if he was a starter until about 30 minutes after the draft, because I had to research him. But I made the mistake of having probably one too many beers at tap, and I put the belt on. And I know, and look at what happened this year to me. I didn't make the playoffs, right? I had a horrible showing. I had the most points put up against me. So,
hear me out on this, Mike. Your name is on that belt. Twice, right? Isn't your name on that twice?
Do back to back, 14, 15.
Yeah. So for you to put that on, I think that's allowable.
Well, see,
Is it recommended? Probably not. But is it damnation? Did it curse you? No.
I think it's like you said, like if you win the Stanley Cup or something, you always have a little bit of it with you. So you're there, you exist on it permanently. So, just it's nostalgia. You can look back at it and be like, remember when you were mine?
Yeah. Not that you would know anything about that, Alex, but Mike and I, he and I we can think back to twice for Mike, me the one time, next time, next time, next year. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Thank you, Court. Really, truly appreciate you reminding me of something that I'd clearly forgotten.
Yes.
Now, Mike, I did make the playoffs this year, and you did not.
This is true.
I did do that.
This is true.
So I did one up you on one thing. It just means that I didn't go all the way.
Hey, my claim to fame this year, I ran the toilet bowl championship, man. I ran that thing 3 in a row, got $25. I felt like a winner.
If that's all it takes anymore. Like, ooh, $25, that's halfway, to a new bottle of bourbon, or
it's better than coming in fourth in I guess the fourth or fifth in the other,
Yeah.
In the actual playoffs, you don't get anything there, right?
This is a lot of shade.
Like, I'm just saying.
You're not just saying random things, Court. You're on your phone right now, looking at where I ended up in the league, and you're like,
I was gonna say, did you take fourth?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Maybe fifth. I don't remember.
Yeah. I was just saying in general, like you're better to win the toilet bowl than to take fourth or fifth because you don't get anything then.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No. I don't like this game anymore.
I know. I was going to bring up the one thing that kind of tied all of us together too, but it might push you over the edge.
Oh, shit, now what?
I was going to mention, in our years of friendship and fantasy football and everything, that the three of us cut from the same cloth. We like to be a little sassy, and there's a certain roll that happens every other year at the studio during the Nutcracker of the Mother Ginger roll. Of once again two or three of us.
God damn it!
Why are you taking your belt off, Alex?
Stomping out of this room. You guys have fun. I'm going home. Ah, shit, this is my home.
Wait, do I have to leave?
Yeah. So go ahead. Just bask in the glory of your makeup and tell the story.
Well, and we're talking about being sassy and doing things to, with no filters and embarrassing, kids and spouses and this and that. That there was a role at the studio that for many years, if anyone's familiar with the Nutcracker, Mother Ginger roll. Everyone does it a little different, but where our kids dance,
it's always a dude playing Mother Ginger.
Yes. So the studio, the gentleman before me, when he left the studio, I didn't know much about it. This was very early on in my in my studio history. I took it over, and I remember that year. I don't see your kids were a little older, Court, when you got it the year that we passed the baton. But I vividly remember my daughter was so upset with me when I did it the first year.
Yeah.
She thought it was like, how could you do this? You're going to be on stage in a full dress and a wig and makeup and this and that. And I was like,
boobs.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, that Victoria's Secret bra with the little jewel in the center.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was like, oh, I didn't think this over all the way. And my wife's like, oh no, she'll come around, right? She'll come around. And then literally fast forward, since I did it every other year, so 2 years later, backstage, it was my daughter, all of her friends, right? They were now participating, actively putting on and the makeup is they want you to pretty much look like an 80s hooker, right? Like,
that's how I described Court when he played it.
Yeah. The deepest.
Thank you.
I think He's just better still, Court.
But and again, thank you.
But right, like they really tried to whore you up. And I did it. I think I did it 4 or 5 years. And Court, right before you guys left, we kind of hatched a plan of you threw roses to me on stage. And I blew you kisses, right? And that was kind of our passing of the torch. I felt like I did it way too much. My kids were older. I've never really ever saw a full show of the Nutcracker when the studio performed it because I was always in the second act and I missed it. So Court did it. Alex, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I when you
can
said,
still do it. It's coming up this year.
Dude, you said you were retiring from it. And so I made it very well known that I wanted to be Mother Ginger. Like I want to be out there. I want to be obnoxious and shaking that dress around and everything else. And it's going to be so much fun. And then sure as shit, I walk into the studio one day and I'm talking to somebody there. I'm like, oh God, I wonder when they're going to when do they decide who Mother Ginger is? And somebody goes, oh, it's Court. It's Court? But I've been like the most vocal that I want to do this. Like, nope, it's Court.
Pecking order, buddy.
Just total bullshit. I wanted the boobs. I just wanted the boobs one time.
I think the problem, Alex, is you wanted it too much. And I think they thought to themselves, he wants it a lot.
Like disturbingly like an unhealthy amount.
Yeah, well, exactly. Because I even told them when they asked me, I said, I'm pretty sure Alex wants to do this. I don't mind. And they're like, no, we want you to do it.
Oh, damn.
I tried to defer it your way, but I actually did,
I appreciate that, Court, but I somehow call bullshit on that.
I did have to go to my own daughter, Sloan, who was the only one at the studio at the time, and make sure she was okay with me doing it. Because I had heard, Mike's
crucial
experience
step that I missed.
Yeah. So I got the permission to go ahead before I officially accepted.
Yeah. See, and in all honesty, Court, you were a fantastic Mother Ginger, and you did your own makeup, which was impressive.
I did for about half of it. My Sloan did it like I think the first night, maybe dress rehearsal, and then at a certain point we realized she couldn't really help me in practicality because she was doing her
busy
own thing.
with her own stuff.
So I learned how to do it myself, and I'll tell you what, it came in handy recently because I had to dress up like Dolly Parton for a thing down here in San Francisco, and I found my little makeup palette, applied my own lashes and makeup, and
buddy,
man, people were impressed.
One extra thing you can put on your CV, on your resume now is that, I can professionally do my own stage makeup.
Yeah. I'll probably leave the professional part off, but I can apply makeup. Period.
Or I can make myself look like an 80s whore.
There we go.
Hey, we can spin it. We'll get a bullet point. You can say, makeup artist 4+ years.
There we go. No, see, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of resumes is you figure out the nice way to spin it, and then they think you've got actual skills.
I mean, definitely a face for radio once you've got all that stuff on.
Yes, and before, and in general.
Yeah. All right. So you guys were excellent Mother Gingers.
No, yeah, Court killed it, man. Being in the stands, they even let me sneak back there. I remember I was like, before the first show, I asked the studio owner, I was like, hey, can I go backstage and see Court? And they're like, oh my God, you guys are so lame. Sure, go back there. And I remember I went back there. I was like, oh my God, good luck, buddy. I'm so freaking excited. I want you to tear it up. And then my wife's like, did you actually just go backstage? All the signs say is, no parents, right? Only. And I was like, no, I've matured over the years. I asked, they said yes. And she's like, oh, well, did you check on the kids? I was like, no, I went back to talk to Court. Oh shit, that's right. My kids were back there. They know it. They know I'm in the crowd. But you killed it. But see,
you did. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, it was it was fun.
And they're doing it this year, Alex. I'm just saying.
I don't want to talk about it.
Dude, there's no one else at the studio.
See, Alex, this is the right. You're playing it perfectly.
Yeah, no, I'm available if needed, but
right, nailing it. You're nailing it.
Yeah,
there you go.
and
There you
we're
go.
gonna negotiate a contract here.
Oh well.
Oh, dude, I had a rider. I wanted my room at 72. I wanted blue M&Ms. I had a whole list. None of it came true. But I felt like after 4 or 5 shows throughout the years that I should have something, typed up and written. But nope, didn't work out for me.
No private jet to get you to and from.
No.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they loved Court so much that they would fly him in from San Francisco.
Well, if that happens, I'll be sure to turn it down, Alex.
Okay, thank you.
For your
I
benefit.
appreciate you at least giving me a shot at it, Corey. Like they're going, our A choice and our B choice both said no and mentioned you, so we're gonna go stand out on the curb with a sign saying, "Does anybody want to play Mother Ginger?"
Well, they know. I let it known that year that I was hanging up my bra in the dress, even with the little air fresheners in there, and I was officially retiring from Mother. I hung up my steel toe boots. That was always my favorite part of the costume. I'd always wear my steel toe boots underneath it because I let the kids ride my feet out in the stage, and I'm like,
smart.
Yeah, dude. I had, I didn't want. There was other. I always thought about wearing a cup too. Because I felt like every time they did it, they decided to put another bonbon in there. I'm like, okay, this dress is only so big.
Oh, yeah.
And there's going to be an accident at some point of someone accidentally jumping up or flaring around. And I'm like, oh, man, could you imagine getting popped right down there and Mother Ginger just
going
falls
down
over?
Just legs in the air like a dead cockroach.
Yeah.
It's when you improvise.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a true professional would do, Court.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So neither Mike and I would do that because, we're not professionals.
That absolute professionals in your roles as Mother Ginger. And my one question though, how was it having that be who hands it down to you? Like, were you a little worried about the scent of this costume and everything else, or were you just so honored?
Well, I have the benefit of not having a great sense of smell. So that was working for me. And then, post COVID, like that really, did a whammy on so like, I was fine in that department. I just like, I am a sweater. I sweat in the winter. Like I'm sweating all the time. So I felt horrible for those kids. And Mike, you would know this. You get everybody under there. There's like 8 kids under there, and you're under the stage lights.
Yeah.
It is so hot.
And
everything's dripping, and you're just waiting.
Hanging out in the wing. You have all these kids whose mouth breathers.
It is. Yeah, it is the worst for them, for you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was great to, Mike gave me a few pointers, which, really, which was just like, he says, it doesn't really matter what you do, just be yourself. Because there was very little instruction given to me once I got in there. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. He was right. They don't really tell you what to do.
Yeah, no, perfect. I mean, you owned that role, and I just wanted to make sure that, like, maybe there's a tradition of ginger to ginger.
Well, those are meetings that you're not allowed.
Yeah, I was gonna say that we can't talk about you.
Yeah, we can't.
Alex,
do we have a secret meeting of the gingers?
Yes, it's a secret society.
It's the first rule of Mother Ginger is there is no meeting.
Yeah, so we have to move on.
Wow, man, I'm exposing the Illuminati right now. The former mayor of Tigard and Mother Ginger ruling the world.
Some of my customers from Tap 4, when they found out about the ginger roll that I did, they were dying. Right? I brought in a photo, and they're like, oh my goodness, dude, we're gonna show people. I was like, you can come to the show. It's Friday and
Yeah.
Saturday at PCC.
Tickets
You
are only
guys,
$16.
yeah, come on down. You're not gonna say anything or do
This is
anything.
not my secret Saturday
No.
night or something like that. This is like I volunteered for this.
That's right. This is a
I do have
volunteered.
to tell you, Mike, my parents came up that you were Mother Ginger the year that Quinn was Clara. And my parents flew in from Utah. My parents are getting up in age and very, very old conservative. And my dad was just thrown off like nobody's business when you came out on stage. Like he loved everything about the Nutcracker, but he's like, I don't know why they had to have a guy come out there in that dress. Like, all right, Dad. So when I was, honored with the role of Mother Ginger, I did not tell my dad because I would not have heard the end of it.
Does he still not know that you played Mother Ginger?
I don't think he does. No.
Oh man.
Oh well,
see?
maybe. I mean, if he's one of our listeners, he's gonna know now.
Nah, he's not big into podcasts.
No?
I think
No.
he'd rather watch Hannity on Fox News. But
Well, that's not our shtick. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. So.
We might have more listeners if we tried that. Just
Right.
angry all the time.
Sure.
You know what really chaps me? When I put on my Mother Ginger outfit and the bra's all cocky and like it's just weird. And, oh man, it's just awful.
I hate when I'm trying to take the makeup off and I've run out of makeup wipes and I can't now take it off. Those are the struggles of Mother Ginger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't use the semi-permanent stuff because then you got to go to Walter Mitty's at the break there and in makeup.
Oh man, that was my favorite, man. They would put the biggest eyelash. I think they measure them in gauges, if I remember. And I don't know where they would get them. I remember the first year, the senior girls, right? The older girls, they would walk by and they're like, where did you get those eyelashes? I'm like, I have no idea. Someone just said, come here, we got to glue these on you. I mean, they felt like the bristles of a broom, right? And I remember going out afterwards. We always have a tradition. We do Applebee's every single year. If it's a Nutcracker or Beautiful Savior, we go there because they're open late. Kids are starving, right?
Yep.
There's alcohol for the adults if anyone wants a drink, and the kids love it because they get quesadillas and chicken and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But every year I'd show up. I'd get most of the makeup off, but I would always maybe keep some of the lipstick and then these freaking eyelashes that look like brooms, and the looks that I would get. I remember the poor hostess would do how many? Oh my God, what is that just walked in?
Well, you got to give people stories.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
It's not the worst thing they've seen in Portland.
Hey, I'm sassy, man. I don't care about all that.
Oh, heck. Well, Court, we've seriously enjoyed having you on today, man. It's been good to catch up with you and good to know that, while a little cruel in your reminding me of my trophy status and ginger status, you are equally as sassy and ridiculous as we are on a regular basis.
Well, the cruelty was all meant in love, as all properly dispensed cruelty should.
Yes.
Be placed in love. But no, this has been fun catching up with you guys. Because as we pointed out, it is. I have not seen. We're not even seeing each other right now. There's no camera on. I can't see you guys.
No.
So, but I haven't talked with you guys, seen you guys in a long time, and it's been good to catch up.
Heck yeah, man! I hope everything is well with the fam. Please tell everyone hello from us. You got a college kid. I mean, you're doing all the things, man.
I'm doing all the things. We just got a driver back on the road. Or a new driver on the road.
I'm with you. It's terrifying. Cooper just got his license, and I forgot how stressful this time is.
Oh, man. See, so yeah, and Cooper's your second. I don't know what it is about the second kid compared to the first one. When Quinn got hers, and it might just be personality type. Quinn, I had no issue with. Like, felt fine with it. You're a little nervous at the first solo drives, but like. with Sloan, I don't know if it's because she's the baby of the family, it's just like, holy cow, like this is real now. And then of course the first day she drives to school, she's coming home, she drives me, or she calls me from the intersection because she's trying to navigate. They had shut down one of the turning lanes, and she was trying to navigate it. So she literally calls me from the intersection. She's like, "Hey, can I turn left here? Can I turn left on the?" And I'm like, "Where are you?" And so she's trying to explain it to me, and I'm like, "I have no idea. I guess you should just try." And so she,
Can I turn left here?
Yeah. Long story short, she made an illegal left turn, but everything worked out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Honey, I'm not in the car with you. I don't know where you are.
But I had to have the conversation with her later. I'm like, look, if you can't make heads or tails of the road signs, maybe you shouldn't be driving.
Yeah. No,
it's like, no, Dad, I got it. So,
well, we're getting to, we are gentlemen of a particular age at this point, and we are going to continually have new adventures that scare the living shit out of us.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Is it fun?
I kind of don't want to play anymore. Like I don't want to wake up like rolling the 20-sided die every morning. Like, all right, where's my back strength today? Oh, I rolled a 1. This is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a long day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you, Court, so much for coming on. It has been so good to talk with you. And really, what's going to happen now is, because we've had you on, we're opening up to all sorts of guests, and we're gonna try and nail down Randy, and she'll correct everything that we got wrong for you.
No, she's good at that.
Yeah. But also, like, I think now we're legit. Like, we've had you on, we've talked about it on so many episodes, like, we've got to do this, and we finally, now we've kept promises. Whiskey and Wine podcast kept that promise.
The one thing it also has done is it has now opened up a floodgate, because all of the regulars at Tapforia,
oh God,
they keep asking me, "What are you doing guest? Can I be a guest? Is there like a sign-up sheet? How do I
Is
get
there
on?"
a sign-up sheet?
So once this drops in 2 weeks, I'll see what kind of Pandora box got opened up.
Yeah, they're like, you let that dummy Court on.
Oh shit, buddy. Well, I appreciate it, man. It was great getting caught up with you, man. I hope everything goes well. I got to get down there, man. I know you're close by the Giant Stadium. At some point, I'm going to do a little weekend trip.
Yeah, I'm a block away. Literally a block away from where the Giants play.
Well, at some point, you've settled in now. I know life's hectic, and you come up here darn near every single weekend. But at some point during the baseball season, we're going to have to get a little side thread going and let me know when, you're not coming up here for something, and if there happens to be a game or something, man, I'd love to come down there. And
do you have a team
for baseball?
Yeah,
I mean, I married into the Red Sox family.
Okay, that makes sense.
But
what about you, Alex?
It growing up, baseball was not a valid sport for my family. So I've got the only thing I ever got was my dad was from the Pennsylvania area, so we ended up, I don't know how, the Baltimore Orioles. So that was that was what we got. Not the Phillies, nothing like that, because apparently Philadelphia was just a trash city for my dad. So no, we're Orioles, but really we're just, the only time we're really watching baseball is World Series time.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
like most people.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Even with the little clock time thing, it's still I too much ADHD.
But nothing's better than going to an actual ball game.
Exactly.
I'm not even a big baseball guy, but I like just being in a ballpark and
it's
paying way too much money for a hot dog.
It's 100% true. I don't know what it is about that. I rarely watch baseball ever, right? But you put me in a ballpark,
yeah,
and some peanuts and a hot dog, and I fucking sit there all day.
Let me ask you this, because this past summer, Randy and I went and caught a Giants game, and she'd never been to to an MLB game before.
Yeah.
And so I get the peanuts and I start, cracking them open, and I'm just dropping the shells everywhere, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Randy's like, she's like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like, it just,
You
I'm like,
white trash. What are you
I'm like,
doing?
no, it's what you do at a ballpark. And we look around, she looks around, she sees like half of the people are doing that. The other half are actually putting it back into the bag.
Oh.
So we had a pretty big debate there for a while.
Well,
But
you're right, Court. I'm telling you
yeah,
right
no,
now,
I
you're
was
right.
no,
shells on the floor.
Yes.
I was doing it the correct way. I
Correct.
know, but
1,000%.
yeah, but there's just something special about being inside a ballpark. It's just
Yeah.
great.
I would agree. Like being at the game is incredible. It's like going to a NASCAR race. Like you got to do it one time, and it's an incredible thing. But like NASCAR and football, it's just easier to watch at home nowadays because you can actually see everything.
Yeah.
But baseball, yeah, in the park, that's all right.
Yeah.
Well, dude,
we'll get it on the books, man. We'll have to get
Yep.
down there at some point.
All right.
Can I come, or do you have to have a belt to be invited?
We'll at our next ginger meeting, we'll discuss this, and we'll get back
talk
to
about it. I have to change some bylaws.
Yeah, we'll get back to you. We'll have our people call you.
Here's the contract you have to sign in order to be included in this group.
There might be an NDA involved or something.
I was gonna say there's an NDA involved for sure.
Ironclad NDA.
Man. Well, maybe someday I'll get to talk about it.
We'll see. All right, buddy. Hey, love you, man. Tell the family what's up from us.
Yeah.
Love you too. Thanks for having me. And you don't necessarily have to invite me back, but
I mean, if you'll come back after you've
that's the true question.
Let's wait and see how this episode performs. You may release this thing and be like, "Oh man, that was a mistake."
That's every episode, Court.
Okay, sure, okay, all right, yeah.
buddy, where we're at, we can only go up from where we're at.
All right.
So I will state it right now. This will be our most
highest rated episode,
easily. You're bringing your few. We have a few. No, it's gonna.
13 is gonna be. That's a hard number for me to understand, and listeners, like that's just incredible.
I can't wait. But hey, no, seriously, appreciate the time.
Thank you, Court, so much.
Of course.
All right. Talk to you later, man.
All right.
This episode of Whiskey and Wine Podcast sponsored by Portland Party Bus, Portland's original party bus company, where the ride becomes the party. Call us to book your next event, just professional staff and a party all along the way. Visit them at pdxpartybus.com and plan your next wine, beer tasting, birthday party, or just great weekend with them. pdxpartybus.com. Man, that was so much fun. I've been waiting for Court, whole family, wife, cat. Dude, they are just super cool, down to earth people.
Seriously.
So I'm hoping that our guests enjoyed our first ever special guest.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
listeners, this is, groundbreaking things for us. We managed to not only have a guest, we had Court on, who we both love dearly.
Yes.
And we did it remotely.
On his day off. Because I know he's a very modest dude, but for people, I mean, he's a big deal in the radio world, right? I mean, he's co-hosting a show down in the Bay. I mean, he's big time. He's a big time radio guy.
It's a huge opportunity for him. He's killing it down there. He's having a good time. And he's still, trucking back and forth to Portland area.
Yeah.
He's an incredible guy.
So that was I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did, because that was awesome.
Yep.
So now I feel like what we have to do, we're doing things a little different, right? Because Court is a busy guy, right?
Yep.
We felt bad that, we took up an hour off on his day off. So normally we do a little whiskey intro at the beginning of ours and let you guys know what we're drinking and sipping on. But,
we're tagging it on the end here. Like we've had this, while we're doing everything, but it's just, we'll do all the housekeeping part of it now. So
we don't want to waste Court's time. He's a busy guy. He didn't have to hear about us barely talking about this is good.
Hang on a second, Court. No, this is very tasty.
So we figured you guys made it this far. You probably enjoyed the first hour, wonderful, but you're stuck with us for a few more minutes. We have to review our drink, right?
Yeah. So this week on Whiskey and Wine Podcast, we are drinking Widow Jane Decadence. So it's a bourbon that's finished in maple syrup barrels. This is aged to perfection. It's a 91 proof, so it's not like roasting hot by any means.
No.
And it's been I don't know. It's got a hell of a good nose to it.
And the flavors are absolutely crazy. I mean, last week we enjoyed some of that Angel's Envy with the port barrels, but these barrels, maple syrup.
It's both that kind of that charry, yummy flavor, but also it's got that maple scent to it almost.
Yeah.
No, this is.
I mean, it's pretty darn.
It's very tasty.
Yeah. And it's funny. The longer in between sips.
Yep.
Like you get caramel right up on the top, right?
Yep.
I'm almost getting, just chocolate, right? And it must be just the crazy workings of a maple syrup, but
or something.
I'm getting something besides caramel, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty nice, man. I haven't even, so you picked this up. This is
an online find.
Okay.
Couldn't find it in a liquor store to save my life, but starting to pay a little attention to bourbons and stuff, and this is one that somebody had mentioned was if you can find it, it's a really fun drink. Not overly sweet like some of them can be nowadays, and I think he's absolutely right. Like this is, it's got a hell of a caramel color to it, but it's got a good complex flavor. I mean,
what's the proof on this one?
91 proof.
Okay.
So it's not hot, but it's I don't know. There's something else in there I can't place because my palate's not that good.
Well, yeah. Plus, we record multiple episodes, so this is, and we've already had a little drink before. But no, not to downplay this. I do like this.
Yep.
Like you said, it's not hot. It has a bite, if that makes sense, but it's not hot, right?
Yeah.
It's a nice, gives you a nice warm fuzzy feeling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like at the back of my palate, like coming up into my nose a little bit, there's something there. So I'm enjoying it. I don't know. What do you think?
Man.
I want to give it a high gold, but I don't know that it's
on the borderline right now of a high gold and a gold.
Yep.
I'm trying to look at the bottle.
Yeah, here, you want me to hand that over to you?
What was the price point on this one, if you don't mind me?
This one was what was this one? This was like
we should come up with something like our awards.
Oh
right?
yeah,
we can put an award if it's in a range. That way, when the wives are listening, they don't know exactly.
Yeah, it's generally an okay price. We're just not going to mention it. No, it wasn't terrible. It's not Angel's Envy, but it's under 100. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, hey, we were talking about this last week, right?
Yeah.
It's simple label.
Yep.
It tells you what you need to know, right?
Yep.
Handwritten, batch number, bottle number, and date, gives you all the details.
Yep.
Proof. Quick little caption. I don't need to know the whole history.
Yeah. In the beginning,
we're using barrels that were hand carved.
In the 1850s, we recovered the wood from a ship that sank. No. It's just a good, simple, fun little addition. This will be a fun one to have on the shelf. So I'm thinking, I don't know. For me, just because the price point is a little higher, I think I'm gonna give it a gold. When we started the whole rating thing, part of that was, is it a purchasable kind of thing? Like, I want people to find things that you can find and are a good value and are a good flavor.
No, I agree. And since you had to think outside the box, right, and do a little extra work and do an online purchase of it,
because I couldn't find it anywhere.
That gives, it's kind of the double-edged sword. It lets you know you can't find it locally, so it must be good, right? People are buying it. They feel like, price point for the bottle, that the juice inside is worth it.
Yep.
So, but like you said, in our grading scale, right, we don't do just, the taste and the colors, but we try to.
Yeah,
is this something that you can?
It's a holistic view.
So I agree. I feel like the fact that online purchase right now, you're dealing with shipping and this and that. The overall package, right? Not just the liquid, but the overall package. I would agree. It's borderline. If we could get this every day, or could find it semi-regularly, I'd probably give it a high gold.
Yeah, even if it was just like, oh, I just happened to see it someplace and I pick it up, or there was 2 or 3 bottles or 4 or 5 bottles on the shelf. Yeah, I think this is a high gold, but just because it's something that I've not seen available and you've not seen available anywhere, I think it's at a gold.
Oh, buddy, look at that.
All right. Cheers.
And we spoke. Look at that's our gavel. Case closed.
Yeah. We have rated you a gold.
That's right.
Ding.
Great score.
Yeah. No, happy.
Oh man, what a day! Shit, little bourbon, little Cart, man. It was good getting caught up with Cart.
Oh man, he's such a hoot. He's really truly a talented person, but also just so much fun to. He's not reactionary like we are. We're really high energy and stuff, but man, he is so damn funny. So funny.
Yep. So, hope everyone enjoyed him as much as we did.
Yep.
We're over here fanboying and geeking out.
Oh my god. Oh man, I wish we could have gotten a picture. Like, if he was actually here, we could have had a picture, and then we'd be famous. We put that up on the socials.
Buddy.
The famous Court Johnson was on our podcast, and we got a picture with him, and like have him sign the hat or something like that.
There you go. You go. Well, next time he's in town, maybe we'll. Like I said, it'd be nice to get together with the fam. I haven't seen Randy, I don't think I've seen her since the last dance competition, because I did forget about the last interaction with Court when he was returning the belt to the league. So no, it's been a long time. So it would be fun to
just hang out,
get together with all of them.
Yeah, no, fantastic people. So
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, Sassy Man Apocalypse.
That's right.
It's we covered a little bit of it. We're a little sassy and a little bit of a pain in the ass. Yeah.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, no, that's all we're good at.
Well, buddy, happy Sunday to you.
Yeah, I think there's a nap in your future. Well,
no,
my future.
Dude, fuck, I'm screwed. I have to go home and
do
clean.
Things.
I mean, not that the house is dirty, honey, since you've been gone all weekend.
Yeah, no, it's perfectly clean.
I have so much work to do. Hurry up and sign off. I gotta go home.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening to the Whiskey and Wine Podcast. Remember to follow us on the socials. On Instagram, we are Whiskey and Wine Cast. Follow us on Facebook as well, and hit us up on the webpage, which I try and keep somewhat up to date with titles and that kind of a thing. Or drop us a line and let us know who you think needs to come on next.
Yeah.
All right, Mike.
Any input, you guys, helps out.
Yeah, seriously, because it's not like we know what we're doing.
Oh God, no.
I mean, I'm surprised that we've made it this far. Congrats on surviving.
Hey, you too, my friend. You too.
All right, cheers, everybody.
All right, till next time, guys. Whiskey and Wine Podcast brought to you by Tap4Ya Tap House and Bottle Shop. Tap 4 has 28 taps, including beer, wine, cider, seltzer, and kombucha. Stop in for a pint, mug, or growler fill of your favorite adult beverage. Located on Highway 99W in Tigard, visit tapforia.com and follow them on their social media to see what they have each day on tap. Tapforia, craft beers and wine.